Shalom, shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Waharakah Kadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and honors to you brothers out there in the highways and the byways teaching this word in all sincerity and in truth. And at the moment, everyone's talking about Diddy, and what's unfolding, and you can obviously see that this is a managed exposure. They're taking down they're targeting certain celebrities to expose things because we're at that point where this stuff has already been it's been soft exposed already. Like, if you're of a certain age and you don't know about Diddy and about Hollywood and that, like, come on, everybody knows. Everybody's seen a YouTube video on it back in the day. Everybody knows what's really going on, and that's the point. The point is that they have managed to demoralize the people to a point where this stuff isn't even shocking no more. Like, it's not shocking. People accept that this is how the world is now. All right, and this is how they control the majority of people that are in positions of influence and so-called power, is through blackmail. So they get you to commit some kind of crime or some form of sexual depravity, and they have the tapes. All right, that crime could be drugs, murder, you name it. Right? They bribe you by giving you money and prestige and these things. Right? They threaten you with death or obscurity. Some of these guys fear obscurity more than death. They don't want to go back to being a so-called nobody. All right, and that's how they control celebrities, captains of industry, politicians, and so on and so forth. This has been known. Like, how they get down. And a lot of these guys, when they get compromised, the way you get up the ladder is you compromise other people. So someone like Diddy was compromised, and then he started compromising other people, and he was rewarded for that. And that's just how it is. That's the way of this world. All right. And the scripture says this. This is Psalm 73 and 12. It says, "Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. They increase in riches." Now that's beginning with the elite, but also their underlings, because they bless their underlings with riches, with money. That's one of the ways they keep them in line. They keep them in line through paying them off, bribery, all these things, all together in one. All right, but these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. So these people that are put before us as being these super successful, and they're so hardworking and talented. Yeah, they don't like to focus too much on the other side to that they're also ungodly. They're the ones of the, because they listen. There's plenty of talented people that ain't prospering. There's plenty of hardworking people that ain't prospering. The key defining characteristic that defines whether you're going to prosper in this world is nothing to do with how hardworking you are, or how virtuous you are, you know what I'm saying, or how talented you are. It's all about whether or not you can be compromised and are willing to bow down and serve these elites and their programs. And we've been saying this for years, but like I said, the average person doesn't care. The average person doesn't care, and the elites know that now. Right? The fact that the whole Epstein thing could come out and people could basically forget it. Most people forgot about it. It's not even a concern to them. All right? The Jimmy Savile thing came out. No one pressed it to say, well, who are these people? Who are these other celebrities and these other rich people that Jimmy Savile was working with? Nah, let's just forget about it and move on. That's how they knew they had the people. People don't really care. That's why real judgment is going to come through Yahweh Shai, man. The real judgment is going to come down through Yahweh Shai, man. And root these people out, man. You're better off sticking with this truth, man, and sticking to Yahweh Shai, because one thing we do know is Yahweh Shai ain't gonna compromise you. You don't have to compromise yourself to follow Yahweh Shai. You ain't got to take a dick up the ass, man. You ain't got to be prostituted. And that's what you're coming to find out, that all these avenues of prospering, all these avenues that they put forward for the people and they glamorize and has everyone chasing. Everybody wants to be a model, which a model, let me tell you something about being a model. A model is nothing more than a prostitute, right? A model is nothing glamorous. A model is someone that basically wears clothes or models products for other people. You go into the history of modeling, that was for slave girls. Slave girls and servant girls modeled. The rich lady would go into a dress shop and she can't be bothered to try on dresses, so they would have various slave girls who had different body shapes in the shop to try on and model the clothes for the actual rich woman who was of worth. Somehow they managed to glamorize being a model. Oh, a supermodel. Oh, model Naomi Campbell. It's prostitution. When you go into the realms of modeling, all they do is compromise these models with debt and drugs and alcohol, and they're prostituted to the highest bidders. And that's a fact. And the same thing goes for Hollywood. Them Hollywood actresses and them actors are nothing but prostitutes. The casting couch and all of that. And a lot of them get paid money on the side to prostitute themselves to the executives and the executive friends and other rich people that see them. This is the reality. Yeah? This is the reality of the world, man. A lot of these avenues, you simply just become a prostitute and then you get compromised. And then if you really want to get up in there, you have to start compromising other people and bringing them in. That's why Naomi Campbell was involved with the Epstein scandal, because she was a procurer of young women. She herself became a procurer. That's how the thing goes. Just like these rappers, they get broken in and then they go around looking for other men to break in. Forget all that, man. Because at the end of the day, you're just gonna be destroyed. They're gonna destroy your soul. They're gonna compromise you, right, to the highest level, and you're gonna end up empty, an empty vessel. Right, Matthew? That's why a lot of them end up committing suicide, man. That's why a lot of them really get hooked on the drugs, because they need to escape themselves. Matthew 16:26 says, "For what is a man profited if he gain the whole world and lose his own soul? And what can a man give exchange for his soul?" Here it is. These men are not even gaining the whole world. They're not gaining the whole world, and they're still selling their soul, lowering themselves to prostitution and all kind of foul, deviant acts, man, for a bit of fame and fortune, man. And that's just what it is. That's just what it is and what it has been. And then now they compromise you, and they got you on the hook. They can now manipulate you. You become a pawn to manipulate the people. You have to do what they say. You have to marry who they tell you to marry. You got to break up with that person when they tell you to break up. That's why so many events you see in these celebrities' lives, in these politicians' lives, so many of these events are orchestrated. The reason these things can be orchestrated is because they have control of these people and their lives, and the media, the people who run the media. They're all under control. That's how you can orchestrate an event, because you've got various people under your control who can play their role, even if their role is getting arrested. Even if their role is, maybe negative to them, they still have to play the role. They have to play the role, man. We done told you for years a lot of these celebrity marriages are fake. They've been put together or they've been bought for. These agents are pimps, they're handlers. Look at this kid, Justin Bieber. He married that Baldwin daughter. That was his new handlers because he went off the rails because of all the shit they were doing to him. So they gave him a new handler, which was that Alec Baldwin, no, Stephen Baldwin's daughter. And you could see when you was watching the documentary with them that she was his handler. And that dude was totally messed up because of what they did to that boy growing up. And Diddy was part of that. Diddy was part of that, man. Diddy helped break that boy in, just like Usher. It says, "For the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with his angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his works." Now, if you just been doing nothing but wickedness and working for Satan, then your reward is going to be destruction, man. And these are the same. That's why they can't be trusted. That's why when the seed thing come, they all was promoting it. Why? Because they were all compromised. So even if they thought different, they had to toe the line because they're all compromised, man. And even a lot of the ones that you think are coming against, they're controlled opposition. So they're just playing a role because they're compromised too. And there's only so much they're gonna say. There's only so much that they're gonna say. Just like Trump, the so-called Messiah. These people are compromised, man. They've been compromised. But that's why you got to hold your integrity, man. Hold your integrity, man. And if you do some shit you ain't supposed to be doing, own up to it. That's the only power they have over you. Just confess. And then they ain't got no power. But these people wouldn't do that. They wouldn't confess because they don't want to lose the image that the glamorized image that is out there of themselves. This world is completely wicked, man. This is 1 John 5:19, and we know that we are of God, and the whole world lieth in wickedness. Every area and aspect of this world, especially the more you get to the top, but even the bottom is influenced by the top, is wicked. Wicked and demonic. Whether you want to talk about music, sports, entertainment, education, military, no matter what area of life, it's all corrupted, man. And it's rotten from the head down. It's rotting from the head down, man. Bunch of witches, warlocks, murderers, thieves, and sodomites. And if you don't compromise yourself on their level, they'll never let you have any power or influence in this world. But guess what, man? We don't have power and influence in this world because we're not of this world. So that's okay. We don't want power and influence in this world. We only concerned with the elect. And at Yahweh Shai, the elect belongs to Yahweh Shai. So we come out here and we preach this ministry. And our only influence through the Spirit is to the elect. We don't care about the world. If you want power and influence over the world, you're going to have to compromise yourself. And then, yeah, you will get a platform. You will get a platform and start influencing the world. But we don't want to influence the world. The scriptures speak about being taken out of the world. All these, look, Kai Sanat, these dudes are all compromised, man. They're part of the show now. A lot of them, either they were set up to be that from the very beginning, or they naturally gained themselves a bit of traction, and then they were approached. All these top influences, man, they're all compromised. They don't allow you to have power and influence in this world without you being compromised and controllable one way or another. Like I said, it could be through being able to cancel you, or it could be fear of death, or it could be that they compromise you with some sexual situations or some criminal activities, or all of the above. But these people are all under the control. That's why they're involved in so many fake events, fake and phony events, and they push the agenda. Right? A lot of these men don't believe Andrew Tate's compromised. Andrew Tate's been compromised, man. In fact, the guys who they set up as controlled opposition need to be compromised the most, because they have to be under the tightest controls, because they're playing the role of the opposition. So you need to have them under tight control. You need to closely control what they do say and what they don't say. So they're the ones that are the most compromised. Hey, we're not controlled opposition, man. We'll say whatever we got to say in the spirit of truth, man, under the spirit of Yahweh Shai and prophesying, man. We ain't got time for the bullshit. But it's sad, man, how they got all these people out here under their influence, man. So many people want to be rappers and want to be all these different things, and they have no idea. Well, nowadays, they're starting to know, and they still want to do it. That's the thing. We're in a time now where people know you got to sell your soul and do all kind of freaky shit. And they don't care, because end of the day, let me show you something. They don't care what you got to do to get the power and the influence and the money. Because they don't fear the Most High. This is 1 Timothy 6:10. For the love of money is the root of all evil. They love the money. They love the clout. Right? And they'll do whatever they got to do to get to that bag. They don't care. Everybody done knew about how the Hollywood and the industry, how everyone knew. Everyone really knows. So all these people still trying to make it in them industries, that's because they don't care, man. They're hoping that someone can put a stiff one up inside them so they could get in the club. They don't mind. As long as they could to get that glamour, they can get that clout, they can get that money. They want to be Drake. They want to be Drake. They want to be Cassie. And then what did you find out about Cassie? She was just getting bust out like a prostitute, man. Used and abused. But they still want to be Cassie though, so they could get they could be on the front cover of a magazine somewhere and get the lights. But they don't know that when you're not on the front cover of the magazine, you're you're getting bust out every which way by random mans. You're a prostitute. You're nothing more than a prostitute, man. And like I said, it's been known and it's been that way. These child stars molested from the time they're children, man. And everyone knows Hollywood, Disney, all of that, all of molestation. And, it just is what it is. People still want their children to become child stars, though. They don't care. They don't care. They'll push it. Dance Moms. The first time I ever saw that program, Dance Moms, I knew that was a gateway to pedophilia. Just by the way they were dressing them little girls up and had them acting. And I knew that woman was a handler. And then you see what happened with them girls. You mean you couldn't see that, man? That this is crazy. Why are you dressing up a bunch of these underage girls in lingerie, got them dancing on stage? This is crazy. This is advertisement. You couldn't see that? That Dance Moms was pedophilia, man? Yeah, I could see it straight away. Nah, this ain't right. So this whole society's compromised, man. And like I said, the people, they're compromised too, because they're desensitized to evil. It doesn't matter what you expose to them at this moment. You could show them a video of their favorite rapper getting his back blown out by Satan, the spiritual demon Satan in the flesh, and they wouldn't really care. It would just be something to talk about, and then that's it. Anyway, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows, and you're gonna have Israelites that's gonna be approached and get compromised, and you're starting to see that some of these dudes have been compromised, man, for the love of money. It ain't just in Hollywood. Hey, the Christian church, Lord, these top pastors, these top influential and powerful pastors, yeah, they've been compromised. Compromised in all kind of crazy situations. Yeah, keep playing your role. When we need you, when we tell you what to do, you're gonna do it. Yeah. Because you don't want this shit to get out. Is what it is, man. But yeah, there's this video here if you want to watch it. It's going around. It's by Ian Carroll on Twitter, and it's a good video, man. And he's going into a lot of the shit exposure with Diddy. But like I said, man, this whole thing with Diddy, they're bringing out this information The people are desensitized to it, and I've been saying that for a while. The reason all this stuff is coming out, it's desensitizing the people, because the people just talk about it on social media, and that's it. And that's it, man. All right. They ain't gonna burn this place down to the ground. They're still gonna go along with all of it. They love these celebrities still. They want to be them. They want to get put on. They want to be put on, man. This is how it is, man. Yeah, these people, man, forget them. That's why we do all things for the elect's sake, because the elect ain't gonna be in that spirit. To hell with all this, man. I ain't trying to do. I don't want to hear about all that, man. That's crazy. Yeah, just serve your Howard Shy, man. I ain't trying to do all this crazy, this freaky stuff these man are on, man. For what? Nah, Rasta. That's you all right, man. You go do that, man. All right. We just gonna be humble, man, and content and wait on the Lord, man. We ain't got time for with all this dick sucking business and all that, man. I ain't trying to. That's not what's up, man. Not for no fucking a little bit of glamour and clout. That's all right, man. I could do without that. All right, but yeah, check this video out here, man. You know, if you're interested in, he goes into a lot of information here, and we'll see how this whole show plays out, because it's a show. All right, just like the Epstein thing was a show, and where did the whole Epstein thing really end up? You know, Weinstein went to prison, but you know the whole thing is still there. Hollywood's still standing. All this stuff should just it's so mad what's happening. The whole entertainment industry should be ripped up and burned. All right, but you know it is when hey, let's get that. Second Peter's 3:11, seeing that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be, or in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of God, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we according to his promise look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. We just want this whole thing to be destroyed and burnt up, and that's what Yahweh Shai is gonna do. Because this whole world is a write-off.
If he did.
This is just the listen. This is the tip. You know, that's crazy. The tip of the iceberg, man. They're allowing the tip of the iceberg to come out to the people. There's a lot more behind all this, man. This is grievousness, what's been happening in the earth on so many levels, to so many people. The pedophilia, the sex trafficking, the child sacrifice, the stealing, the murdering, all this wickedness that they've been hiding behind the glamour, the glitz and the glamour. It's extremely dark and disgusting and filthy what's really been happening behind the scenes, man. This is just a glimpse into what's been going on. That's why the whole thing just needs to be destroyed, man. Reset and start all over again. So if that, I'm going to say shalom.